The Monkey, the newest horror movie out on the big screen. Let's talk about it. So, The Monkey is the newest horror film that is out for you guys to go and watch right now. And look, the trailers looked pretty insane. It really did. So I was like, I was actually kind of excited for this. So I sat down and I watched this crazy toy monkey work its magic, bringing death to the screen, which is what I was hoping for. And look, I'm going to be honest. This one kind of fell flat. It was kind of mid to me. The director did Longlegs, which I thought Longlegs was absolutely sensational. I thought it was really, really good. The Monkey, though, not quite so. So, let's break it down here. It really felt like two different movies. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like I was watching two completely opposite movies. Now, this is like a comedy horror. The jokes in this movie just did not land for me. I just felt like the little one-liners, the build up of the joke and then trying to execute it was kind of like not that funny. Now, there are some deaths in here that are kind of funny. There's one particularly at the end where you kind of like, you throw a little chuckle, you're like, huh, yeah. But there's no real laugh out loud moments. It's definitely not on the level of like a Shaun of the Dead where you're constantly laughing throughout this horror, or even like a Zombieland, those type of horror comedies that make you laugh constantly throughout it. This just did not do that. I felt like it was very bland when it came to that aspect of this movie, and it kind of tipped the balance of the film where it's kind of like boring and dull rather than being, funny and eventful. This just was not that one, not that movie for me. So the reason why I'm saying that it feels like two different movies is because the first movie, it feels like that you're dealing with this toy that is possessed. That is, a bit like Annabelle and stuff like that, where you can't destroy it, you can't get rid of it. It just keeps coming back no matter what, and it's attached itself to you. And no matter what you do, there's events are going to happen around you. That's what it feels like in the first half. And I'll be honest, the first half when it was like that, when they were kids, when you're watching them grow up, that to me was the best aspect of the film. That was the most entertaining. That was when I was locked in. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, okay, what's going to happen next? What's going to, this is going to get crazy, whatnot. But then you get into the second half, and it kind of comes across as this gimmick, comic book, revenge, evil plot thriller. I don't know. It just got very, like, cringy. It's because there's this whole revenge storyline that happens, and it got very much to the point where you're watching this second half of the film and you're thinking to yourself, what kind of freaking movie is this now? Like, what is this? This is a person that's after revenge that is becoming like this villain, this, villain guy, where it's, going a bit crazy in that. It's completely different from the first half of the movie. So I was kind of like a bit confused to what was actually going on. I was like, okay, so now what? Is this just, I want to make this horror type film. Now I want to do like a superhero horror movie sort of thing. And I'm kind of like, right, so we're going down that route with like a villain and everything. Okay. Great. And there wasn't really any, there was a little bit of a foreshadowing to that happening, but it kind of just felt out of nowhere to that extent. So I don't think that was developed really well, and it kind of just threw me off. Now, the kills in this film, they're fine. Some of them are a little bit creative. Some of them I was kind of like a bit dull, a bit boring. As for the gore, it's not as gory as I thought it would be. I saw people say that this was really gory and stuff like that. No. Saw is on a whole nother level to this. On a whole nother level. If you've seen the Saw movies, this is going to be a cakewalk for you guys. Like, this is not even that bad. It honestly is not that bad. Just some of the deaths, are very comedic-esque. The easiest way I can describe it is, it kind of feels like a Final Destination in a way. Death's on the doorstep, knocking all the time. You avoid it, and then convenience happens with the deaths in Final Destinations. Conveniently, this falls here and this falls here, creating a chain reaction to eventually this happens and you die. And you kind of look at it and you go, yeah, that's kind of impossible, but that's the whole point of the movie. This is very similar to that with the deaths, where things conveniently happen and fall into place at the right moments in order to execute the deaths. And I was kind of a bit like, okay. But the difference is, it just didn't have that flair. It just didn't have the flair like the Final Destination does, where you're on the edge of your seat because you're waiting for this to happen. These things kind of just happen. There's no real tension or build up or anything like that makes you go, oh man, I can't. I can't. I'm all tensed up. I'm ready for it. Like, come on, just hit it. Oh no. And then it gets you by surprise. This movie doesn't do that. Now, the characters, I'm going to be honest, kind of boring. You really had a chance. I'm going to be honest. You had a chance here to actually develop the father, who's played by Theo James. You had the chance to develop him and the relationship with his son. You had a chance to actually dive into these characters a little bit and give me a little bit more so I can attach myself to them. Unfortunately, they don't do that. It never reaches that. And then it gets to the point where I really honestly could not care who lived or died in this film. Honestly did not care. And that's a shame, because I wanted to really like this movie. I really wanted to like the characters and that, but I just didn't get attached to them at all. So that's a real shame of mine. Now, there are characters in here that are dumb. Literally, you see it in the trailer. The chick who goes to the stove. If you smell gas, you don't put your fucking head up against a burner to smell it. That is the dumbest thing ever. You check to see if it's on. You check that first. And if that's on, you turn it off. You don't go snip. Like, just little things like that just piss me off, man. Piss me off. I'm sitting there, I'm like, really? We're really smelling the fucking burner right now. No one smells the freaking burner. Like, if you smell gas, you look to see if the fucking thing's on first. Like, just little things like that irritate me so much that just take me out of the movie, and I'm just kind of like, oh, man. It's frustrating. But this is a frustrating movie. Like I said, I like the first half of it. I really enjoyed that. It's just the second half that just really falls off and really falls flat for me, and it was kind of just mid. I think the first half did the comedic side and the comedic deaths a lot better than the second half did. The second half just kind of felt like a bit forced, it's not as, fun as the first half or anything like that. So that's just my opinion, though. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy The Monkey? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Smash your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.